Good morning. We'll start with those shoulder rolls, inhaling as they lift up, exhaling, pulling them back and down. Keep that going. Add those elbows at a wider stance so you can get a little more of your body involved. Rounding as you come forward, pulling those abs in, supporting your spine, squeezing, pulling back, opening, just a couple more like that. And then this time when you come down, go ahead, roll through cat and inhale through cow. Articulate through that spine. If you find any sticky spots, slow it down. And then we're going to drop the right shoulder in and we're going to round and extend on that side. Tailbone goes out. And then left shoulder drops in, same thing, round and extend. Beautiful. Bring it on up, shoulders roll up. Find your beautiful Pilates posture. Feet together, abs in, spine extended, nice and tall. Then step out with the right foot, keeping that beautiful Pilates posture. Just imagine somebody sat a little stool behind you and you can just barely sit into it with your right glute and stand up. By happenstance, the left toes go forward as you sit down with your right glute. So you're doing your best to stay tall through that Pilates posture, even as you sit into that right leg. Just two more. Beautiful. Then we're going to do the same thing to the side. That stool is still behind you. Now, because we're stepping out a little further probably, you may have to tip forward the tiniest bit, but you still want to stay in that straight line from your tailbone to your head as much as possible. Two more. And then we'll scoot that right foot forward just a bit. Take your left leg behind you, engage your quad so that left leg will stay straight. And again, we're going to reach back and sit back, a lot of weight on that right leg. Challenge yourself to roll up without weight on that left leg. Sit back, you can sit into it, then straighten that leg, back leg, and come up only on the right leg. So we're adding a little degree of difficulty. Roll up onto the left toes, shift your weight, lift, lift, lift. So we only have 4 more of these because they should be pretty miserable. Ooh, last one. And bring that up. Hi. Right glute gets some love. We're going to step across. Arms come up and over. Push those hips to the right. Arms go left. And then while you're there, step out a little bit with that right foot and hinge back, getting a stretch with that arm. Then bring it down, support yourself, cat and cow, and then lift that chest and bring it up. We'll go the other way. So again, let's just find that beautiful Pilates posture. Long string, lifting your head so your tailbone and your head have a long straight line. Then you're going to just gently bend that left knee. Imagine sitting back onto a chair there and those right toes just happen to come forward. Whatever you want with your arms, as always, you can keep them at prayer center, arms out, movement with them, whatever. But really focus on that elongated spine sitting back in that chair. Just 2 more. Welcome, Linda. Beautiful. Same thing to the side. We're still trying to stay very tall in our spine. Beautiful. We're going to step forward a little bit with the left foot. We're going to straighten that right leg. Do our best to keep it fairly straight. Really sit back deeper this time. Take your time, roll off those right toes. Stay in your left leg, lift that leg. Oh, and it's just that leg bringing you up. reach back, roll up, all your weight on your left leg. Should really feel that in that glute and quad. Ay, ay, ay. Last two. And last one. Oishi mama. Woo! Left leg over right, arms up and over, hips to the left. Pivot, step out a little bit with that left leg, come down, extend that spine, and then roll through cat. Inhale through cow, arm comes up, lift, lift, lift. Woo, back through center. And we're just gonna come on down. Seated position toward the front of your mat. Grab those legs. Bend your elbows and curl. Use your hands to help lower yourself down as best you can, a vertebra at a time. When you get there, straighten out the legs, reach the arms overhead, point the toes, reach the fingers, deep breath in. And then on the exhale, gently pull those ribs down, bend those knees. Let's take them into our chest for one quick low back stretch. If you prefer, just try one leg at a time if you feel like you get more of a stretch. And then feet on the ground, hands on the thighs. Deep breath in. Exhale for ab prep. Reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. And back down. As always, the option is to only lift the hands above your knees, or you can also just lift those arms all to the side, or in cactus. Keep that going for me. Whatever you want with your arms. If your neck is bothering you, remember reaching those arms overhead and keeping the ribs down at the same time creates that challenge. So as I create a lever over my head, I just focus on keeping my ribs down, and that'll work my abs even without lifting up. Last time, reach, keep the ribs down, hug everything in, and then stack the knees tabletop. Head, neck, and shoulders float. If you're okay with that, pump those arms for the 100. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option to keep your legs how they are. They can be up in the air. They can be out on an angle. You can bend on the inhale and extend on the exhale. Keep that going for me. Almost there. I'm not forgetting you. And relax. Hug those knees into your chest. Take a quick little break. And then we're going to put those feet back in tabletop. Going into our single leg stretch, simple version. Head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Right arm, left leg. Stretch and reach. Inhale, center. Other way and center. And again, you don't have to have your head lifted. I can create those levers and the length and keep my abs in and my ribs down, neutral spine. All right, legs straight up in the air, scissors, two options, pulsing in on the exhale, inhaling to switch. That's your traditional version, or for a more flexed version, pull your right toes back when you bring them up, get a stretch, don't bounce on this one. Switch it up, hold for a moment and switch it up. So option, either one is fine, you choose. Again, you can have your head down. If you wanted to, you could try no hands, still doing that pulse, or flex and pull in, flex and pull in. Totally up to you. A little more ab control when you're not using your hands. And then bend those knees tabletop again, ribs stay flat. This is your toe touch, so you really want to connect the ribs and the hips. One leg moves away, staying flexed in 90 degrees, and then the other leg. Toes are pointing, or a little more challenge, it's a heel tap. Ribs stay in, abs stay flat, low back, same distance from the ground. You can squeeze both legs together and make it that double leg toe touch, or double leg heel flex. Final version, you can pivot those knees open, heels together, Pilates V. And then we'll add a longer lever if you want, otherwise stay with those bent knees. If you want to try straight leg, you can either go single leg or double leg. So we're increasing that lever, increasing that challenge. You might not be able to go as low. Be cautious about that. By the way, if you ever feel like you need a pelvic tilt, rather than putting your hands underneath, you just roll your mat up a little bit so that you can drag that underneath your tailbone, and then you already have that pelvic tilt. But that makes it easier, so you might be able to go a little lower, but you want to put this on your abs, not the mat, right? 2 more. But it's nice if your back is bugging you. All right, back to center, feet right underneath your knees, hands by your sides, fingers stretch long, chest is open, back of the neck is long, deep breath in. Exhale, lift up in your bridge, right knee in, extend it up, lower it down, open right just a little bit, come up, back to center and down. So oblong, not really a circle here, because we don't want to go out too far to the right, because it's really hard for that left knee to not move if you do that. And now let's reverse the circle. So I'm at the top, I'm going to go right, down, around, tap the left knee. Keeping that left glute and hamstring as stable as possible. Beautiful, right knee in, place it down. Woo, hips come down, left ankle crosses over your right thigh, press it open, and then reach down, grab your ankle with your right hand, pull it a little closer, pull the knee over your hip, and press the knee away as you pull the ankle in. Slightly different stretch. Woo, bring that down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips, abs in, left knee into your chest, extend it up, lower it down, open a little bit to the left, and come up. In, down, left, and up. In, down, left, and up. Nice oblong. And then reverse it. Down, in, up, out, down, in, up. Use that right glute, be strong through that hamstring. And then left knee bends, bring it down. Woo, hips come down. Right ankle across your left thigh, press it open. And then reach for that ankle with your left hand, bring it in. Bring the knee over your hip instead of off to the side. And press the knee away as you pull the ankle towards you. So we're looking for knee and ankle in the same plane as possible. Woo, let that go. And stretch those arms out overhead. Deep breath in. Point those toes, hands right above you. Pull your ribs towards your hips, float your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. So this is a modified roll-up or a partial roll-up. Once you're up, you have options. Stay there, lift your arms higher. For more challenge, they go overhead just as we did in the ab prep. And then exhale, bring it down. So your legs are long, that's the difference. Deep breath in. Exhale to lift, inhale, extend those arms if you want, don't have to. Exhale, bring it down, deep breath in. Exhale to lift, inhale to stretch and reach, exhale, bring it down. Now, if you do full roll-ups, you're welcome to keep that same breathing, keep the same breathing. You're welcome to roll all the way up, inhale at the top, exhale, roll back down with control, inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll it up. If you wanted to, at the tip top, you could lift your arms up or lift them up and extend a little bit. You just don't want to round that back too much, even though that looks like what they traditionally do. So whether you're doing a partial or a full roll up, you're just going to do 2 more. Beautiful. Hug those knees in. Take a little rock side to side. Bring the heels together, toes apart. Reach through that little diamond shape you just created. And bring your elbows towards your hips, your head towards your knees. Exhale to roll up. Lap your flippers together 3 times for the seal. And exhale to roll. Maybe my cat will come out now. 2 more. Last time, hold it up. Find your balance. Bring it around. If you weren't rolling forward and back, go ahead and join us here, balanced position. See if you can lift your chest, but still pull the abs in. And then try and grab those ankles. Come into our open leg balanced position. Try and, instead of being rounded like that, think about lifting up out of those hips and extending those legs. There's a lot of power in this simple balance. And if you want to turn it into open leg rocker, do it with control, roll back, inhale, pause at the top, find that extended spine. Think about lifting up out of your hips, which will make the challenge or the balance challenge a little more. If you are not rolling, because it's not good for your spine, you're just going to stay here in the balance. If you're rolling, do 2 more and then meet us here. And we'll all balance for a moment. 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees. Woo! Put your hands by your sides. Lift your hips up, scoot them back. Hips come out from under you, or glutes come out from under you, so you're sitting taller. And then extend those legs. You might keep a bend in them. Hinge forward. If you want to, press yourself tall and then hinge forward, or you can reach out and lift up. You're going to bring that down, and we're going to pivot all the way over onto our abs, please. We're going to start with wide bent knees and just windshield wiper, loosening up that low back, please. Then legs come down, point your toes. Maybe put your legs about mat width, same with your hands, just to make this a little easier since we're still towards the beginning. Lift your kneecaps, point your toes stay on the ground, except now your left leg comes up with your right hand, back to center. Inhale, prepare, exhale, left hand, right leg, and down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, head, neck, and shoulders. Your head can stay down, forehead could stay on the ground, or it can just be hovering above the mat. Now, if you want a little extra challenge, lift all 4 limbs, but continue alternating. If that feels not good on your back, especially, we're early on, then maybe just barely tap down, give yourself a little break, just nice slow motion here. And finally, if you want to turn this into traditional swimming, you'll do that same breathing that we did with the 100. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pumps. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Option to just kick the legs. Option to stabilize the legs, just kick the arms, or do both. 2 more sets. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. And we will press back, shell stretch. Reach back, hands down by your sides, or tuck them behind your knees if you need a little extra space. And then we're gonna come on to all fours, but we'll start with our hands out front, get a little spinal movement, cat-cow. And then hands directly underneath you, shoulders out of your ears. Flex through that right foot, press back, get a little calf stretch, roll forward onto the tippy toe. Press back, calf stretch, forward onto the tippy toe. Try and go pigeon-toed, press back. Ooh, that feels really good. Come forward, turn your toe out, press back, and come forward. And then point the toe independently, abs in, I don't know what that means. Left arm up, bird dog position. And then option to do what we just did with that slow motion swimming. And final option would be to bend that right knee, flex through that heel so you're getting a little extra glute work here. If you want, arm and leg. So adding on that glute move if you want. And bring that down. Bring that leg that you just worked, your right leg forward a little bit, cross it and sit into it. A little modified pigeon here for a little outer hip stretch. Try not to roll onto the hip because you'll be avoiding the stretch. But if you center your weight, hopefully you feel that. If it's too much on your knee, press yourself up. Think about scooting that foot away. And then we'll slide that right knee back, undulate cow, and roll back cat. And then everything boxy shape, neutral spine, left toes flex, press. Come forward on the toes. Pushing back. Ooh, and forward. Turn your toes out. And then turn your toes in. And back. And then lift that left leg. Option to stay there or add the right arm. Option to stay there or lift and lower. Option to stay there or flex through the heel and add a little glute work. Bring that down. That left foot is going to come forward, and you can just rock into your little pigeon here, whatever version is comfortable for you. And then square up your elbows, slide that left leg back to the right one, drop down, little spinal extension here. And then slide the hands so the elbows come underneath your shoulders, pre-plank by lifting your torso, or all the way up off those hips, roll onto the fronts of your thighs, or finally, with hands apart, stack it up and find your regular plank. You guys are staying there. I have a little cut right there that doesn't feel very good, sorry. Almost there. I did look at my watch. You have 10 more seconds. And when you finish that, now, that's 10, you can press back again, resting position. We'll roll through that cow and press through that cat a couple times. And then we're coming into our seated position. If you feel like your hamstrings are tight, you can always take your mat and roll it up a couple times so that you can sit up on that lift. And you'll pull your glutes out from under you. And this is going to allow your spine to be a little more tall. And then I'm going to wobble towards the front of it so I'm tipped. And I may still have bent knees, but I'm looking for the tall spine. And you choose whether those legs are straight or bent, arms out, saw. We're gonna pivot to the front of the room, stay lifted in your spine, hinge forward, reaching for that front leg. Use that back arm to help you rotate. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, opposite direction. And lift. Pivot and reach. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, pivoting and reaching. Come on up. Bring your feet together. Check out how you're doing on that lift if you're using it. Big toes are staying together as we do the seated twist. Spine is tall. We're not rolled into those hips. We're lifted up out of them. Arms out. You're going to rotate to the front of the room. Make sure your big toes are still touching. Go a little further. Go a little further. Inhale back to center. Rotate to the back. Inhale center to the front. Center, inhale, check those toes, they're still together, to back, and center, front, center, check the toes, last time to the back with straight arms, and then we bend the front arm, back to center, bend the back arm. One more time to the front, bent arm, and one more time to the back. Beautiful. If you have that lift, keep it there. If you don't have it, give it a little bit of a roll so that when you lie down, that roll is just helping you lift those shoulder blades slightly off the ground. And then we're going to bring our fingertips to the edges of the skull. This shouldn't be a big cervical extension. It should be very small. Elbows on the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Keep your elbows down. And that's how wide you want to keep your elbows for this next exercise, right? We don't want them coming forward. Now see if you can lift a little higher, and those elbows will lift up, but you're not bringing them into your vision. And then all you're going to do is pivot to me. I'm going to give you two options. First one, you pivot to me, and that front shoulder goes down. Better option, pivot to me without that shoulder coming down, right? And that back arm, open it back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist away. Inhale, center, come down. Deep breath in, elbows touch. Exhale, lift. Inhale, rotate to me, back to center. Rotate the other way, back to center. Exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, pivot. Exhale, center. Inhale, away. Exhale, center, and down. Adding on. Lift it up. As you pivot to me, extend the back leg up in the air and away. Back through center, other leg. Center and down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Pivot and extend if you want. That's an add-on. Don't have to. Last series. And relax. If you're okay with it, go ahead and lie down. Open your arms into a T. Feel a nice stretch across your chest. And then you're going to walk your feet back, lift your hips up, and scoot yourself another inch towards your head and come back down. And that should change that stretch a little bit. Maybe open up a different area on your back. We'll do that again. Lift the hips. Use your feet to scoochy. And now that bolster, that lift might be right behind your ribs, slightly different stretch. And then rather than do anything crazy, we're just going to roll off of it to one side, and then you can move that roll away. Then come on down, hug those knees in for a quick break. And then the legs go up. Actually, let's leave the left leg on the ground. We'll start with leg circles, fingers on your hips. You're going to inhale, start a small circle with your right leg, finish the circle with an exhale, and then go the other way. The point is to keep your hips so quiet and still that there's no movement underneath your fingertips. You can also look at that left knee. You don't want it wobbling in and out. Make sure you're reversing directions every time. Option to straighten the left leg on the ground, flip through the heel. Bend that right knee. That foot goes on the ground, left leg up, leg circle this side. Flex through the right heel. Both legs up. So we're going to turn this into our helicopter. So my right leg is coming forward and it's going to do a circle, a single leg circle in a clockwise direction. My left foot is going to move away and it's going to go counterclockwise. And then they meet at the top and go the other way. So left toes come forward, right toes move away, circle down and around and helicopter. Now right leg forward. It actually helps if you don't even think about it. So my clockwise and counterclockwise, if it's too confusing, just think about opposite foot goes the opposite way every other time. And then take a little break, feet together, soles of the feet together. Woo, let them rest on the mat and get a nice passive inner thigh stretch here, just in case you were feeling that. Hands to the outsides of your thighs to bring them together, and then legs up in the air straight, or if that's too much, bent knees are going to be fine. You can let those knees rock side to side, or straight legs side to side. Then settle at center, and whether it's with bent knees or straight legs, you're going to hip lift. So it's a small hip lift, right? If it's my knees, I'm aiming them up more than forward. Same thing, toes. They're going to come forward a little bit, but the goal is straight above, whichever it is, bent knees or straight. Then come to center, putting all that together. Knees go left, center, lift, down. Right, center, lift, down. Or straight legs left, center, lift, down, right, center, lift, down. Either one, left, center, lift, down, right, center, lift, down. Now we put that together, knees go left, lift, over to the right and down. To the right, lift, to the left and down. With knees bent, in 90s, or legs straight. Turning this into corkscrew. And take a break. Woo, hug those knees in. In a scrunchy little ball, let the knees drop to the left. Lift the right arm, right leg up, follow it with the left, let them drop right. Left leg up, right leg follows. This time, stack them tabletop. Left drop, knees drop left. Up we go with the right, followed by the left, still in tabletop, drop right. Left leg up, right leg follows. Hug them in, quick little break here. All right, feet go back down on the ground. We're gonna work that backside one more time with those hips up in your bridge. And then we're just gonna lift and lower the hips, right? Just working those glutes and those hamstrings a little bit more. If you want more challenge, walk your feet ahead a little further. See how that changes it. If you want more challenge than that, with those feet walked ahead, roll so that you're on the backs of your heels, all 10 toes point to the sky, and see how that will change it. And then relax, and we'll start by giving that right hamstring some love. Bring it in towards your chest and over to the right armpit, and then circle it down and around, and then go the other way. And then it comes back to center, knee into your chest, flex through the heel, and you're gonna grab your right toes. Maybe little rotations or pointing and flexing, whatever. And then flex and straighten that leg. If you're still able to hold the toes, continue that motion. If that's not happening, grab the ankle. Bring it all back to center. Walk your way up, straighten out the left leg, flex through the heel. Bend your elbows to lift yourself higher. Flex the heel and come down. Bend that knee, cross it over your right leg, pivot open, left leg, sorry. Bring that up, thread your needle, little rock side to side. Left leg can come up, point and flex, rotate. And then right knee all the way over the left, grab that left knee, pull in and to the left, in and to the left. Right arm off to the side and hang out with that hip stretch or let the knees drop to the left. Back through center, uncross. Left knee into your chest and draw some nice circles. Both directions. Hug that knee in, flex through those toes, push the knee down as you push the heel up, get movement through the foot. Straighten it out, point and flex. Either keep your hand where it was or move it to your ankle. Back to center, walk it up. Flex through the right leg, straighten it, lift yourself up, point, and flex as you come down. Cross that ankle over the right thigh. Drag the right heel in, thread your needle. Feel free to rock a little. Right leg up. Move through that ankle. And then knee over knee, hug that right knee in and over, in and over. Stick with that stretch or twist to the right. Then you can roll over onto your right side or sit up. And either way, make your way onto your hands and knees. Let's once more undulate cow-cat. Hands right underneath you, tuck your toes, hover your knees, and then press back. Walking out. Wide stance, walk back, like yes, and shake no. Bend your knees, hands on your thighs, roll it, and extend it. And bring it up. Thank you, guys.